guest of honor, the Minister of State for Trade, Industry and Cooperatives of Uganda, there's also reference to some other Minister of Fisheries here, Madam Secretary General of EAC, Your Excellencies, the Ambassadors, and representatives of sister governments who are here. The honorable members of Parliament from our areas, all the distinguished guests. I wanted to react to a provocation which had been made that in Uganda, Swahili had died. So na mimi ningependa kuzungumza Kiswahili kuhakikisha kwamba hata Uganda kuna Swahili. Tena tutakuja kuinua Swahili iwe safi, ile Swahili asili kuliko Swahili ambayo wanazungumza pale pote. So wenye kudhani sisi hatuna chochote, tunawaonya, tunakuja. So distinguished guests who are marking this occasion today, first of all, it is my pleasure as a Minister of State for East Africa in Uganda to take this opportunity to welcome all of you to this occasion. And when I'm talking about that, I mean I'm welcoming even the Kenyan officials who are also today. This is just to affirm that the spirit of East Africa, which our heads of state initiated by many years ago by having the Treaty for East African Community, lives on. And therefore, we have come here to indicate to all those who do not know that this part of the country is part of East Africa. So if there are any Kenyans who don't know that this is East Africa, we have come to tell them that we are East Africa and we are all here. Because this is to mark, that's why we are marking this occasion on a rotational basis, going here and there. The very spirit which initiated this kind of effort was to enable Africans to regain their unity on a number of fronts. Because colonialism had already separated East Africans first from their own resources, their dignity, from their own dignity, because they were not dignified. Even in East Africa, the most indignified people in Africa were Africans themselves, due to the hands of colonial administration. Then they also separated us from our geography. It became some of the areas of Africa which were really neighboring each other became much further from each other than before. You notice that what is now called the Congo neighbors Uganda. But in the past, for Uganda to go to Congo, we had to go through London, Brussels, then to Kishasa, by then it was called what? There's another name which they were calling it. What was Kishasa called before? No Kishasa particularly. Leopoldville. It was called Leopoldville. Very far from Kampala. But it was nearer Belgium and were nearer London than being near each other. So we have come to restore some of the lost values. We have also come to regain our dignity as a people. Because politically, even that was removed from us. So there are many things from which we are estranged. Therefore, when we are talking about unity, I want us to look at that unity from a that much faceted dimension. So that we look at the journey which we must undertake is a big one. To restore the people of Africa to be Africans, to be near each other in order to integrate and to do common things which they should have been doing all along. Therefore, we are here today to recognize and celebrate the fact that this is going on. Because after the signing of the treaty, there was the proposal that we should have rotational fairs by SMEs and many other things which were going under the aegis of East Africa to go on. But today, we are now realizing this in actual fact. So it's not just theory, not just put a theory which is no longer applicable, but it's being applied in reality, and you can see the outcome is to have these SMEs which have been going on. Last time I was in Sudan, we have been together in Mwanza and in many places, and we shall continue to be so. By so doing, we are rediscovering East Africa in more than one way. That's why I'm proud to be here today, and therefore to call this an important occasion. This is an affirmation of our desire for that unity. In particular, the SMEs have their own engagements which they have been undertaking here. By our being here, we are also recognizing them and therefore encouraging the many processes which will create us necessary strands to restore the unity of our countries. So it is in that respect that I am happy to welcome you all and hoping that you will take today's occasion as a lesson, as a memory for many other eventual actions which you might take to deepen the things that we intend to do. Therefore, my remarks are intended merely to bring you alive this occasion and hope that you will enjoy yourselves, and next time wherever we are, we should be able to add on more and more as we go on.